Folks, welcome back. Santo Sessa here with Remax Premier. I have the latest market stats for the GTA real estate up to date for week ending August the 9th. I'm going to start off with a summary of for the whole month ending July, and then I'm going to get into for the week ending August 9th. I'm going to start off with Vaughan and then finish with Toronto. I really love your comments. Please comment below. Let me know what you think about what we're talking about. Let me know your thoughts on where the market's going. Whatever real estate wise, comment below. Love to hear your comments, and subscribe and hit the bell. That way you're reminded when these new videos come up. Okay, let's get started. So here's a summary. Now this is on a monthly basis, for month ending July. Sales are way up from the previous month, and remember, April was our low point when we were first full month of lockdown, but since then sales have been increased. Now this chart is for all of TREB, everything done on TREB, all the home types. And sales since April, average sold price has also been going up. And this price for the month of July, the average sold price of $943,000 is the highest average sold price we've ever had. So we're breaking records there. So if you're looking at this chart, and this is the last chart you think about, you're walking around your neighborhood, you're walking around your water cooler, you're at work if you're one of the people that are back at work, or you're on conference calls and you're talking about real estate, you're thinking, wow, things are high, we're breaking records, sales are phenomenal, everything is unbelievable in GTA real estate. But if you watch the next slides, you're going to have a different attitude. So it all depends on which slides you're looking at. It all depends on which numbers you're looking at. For month ending, things are unbelievable. Okay, so now we're looking at Vaughan, we're looking at freehold, and I'm breaking sales down on a weekly basis. So this one here is week ending August 2nd, and that's the closest we have to the last chart for the month ending July. Things are really high, just like I showed you before. But 1 week later, week ending August 9, sales drop. Now, the holiday Monday for sure has something to do with that, so nothing to worry about here, folks. But average sold price also dropped. The amount of properties sold at $2 million or more is sitting at 4, dropped by 1, not much. We're still higher than we were last year's average sold price by 9%, but remember, we're coming down an average sold price. Sales were a bit higher than what we were last year, and almost half of these sold at list price or more. So it's a fairly active market there. New listings, we have way more listings than what we've sold before. Going back to the solds, we have a bit more, just nine sales more than we had last year. But new listings, we've had much more, which is causing months of inventory to increase. Now, if you look at this, months of inventory has been changing very slightly by 0.1, 0.2 for all these different weeks. But wow, from week ending August 2nd to August 9th, it jumped up by quite a bit. And that's where we're seeing the price drop. As months of inventory go up, average sold price tends to come down. And this is what we're seeing over here. That's when everything is behaving the way it should. Looking at Vaughan condos, and it seems I'm always saying the same thing about Vaughan condos. I'm going to kind of fly through these quickly just because sales are not that high, and it's really hard to take the numbers so seriously, because one sale really high or really low can skew the numbers quite a bit. But average sold price did drop. We're still almost 13% higher than the average sold price from last year. Sales a little bit higher than we were last year. New listings, much higher than what we were last year at this same week. And months of inventory, we are sitting in a balanced market. Condos, Vaughan Condos is one of the few areas and home types that are sitting in a balanced market. Below 4 months is a seller's market. Okay, so Toronto freehold properties. Sales dropped from 319 to 249. So it's a significant drop, but remember, we had the holiday Monday calculated in this week, and things tend to slow down over the holiday period. So holiday Monday, but properties selling at $2 million or more jumped way down from 47 to 30. Average sold price dropped down quite a bit from the previous month. And when we compare to where we were in the first week of March, when we were at the high for the beginning of the year, we are 8.2% lower. So we're not, the previous week we were where we were, a lot closer to where we were before we went into the lockdown. Now we're much further away. Taking a look at prices versus last year, average sold prices were much higher than where we were last year, almost 23%. Now last year though, we sold 17 properties at $2 million or more. This year we sold 30 properties at $2 million or more. So for sure that plays a big factor in the average sold price being so high, but it doesn't play, it's not the only reason average sold price. In all the market segments, we are 10% higher than last year, 20% higher than last year. In general, you're paying more for a property this year than you would have last year. So prices have overall gone up, but depending on your neighborhood, depending on what's happening where you live, will determine, did it go up 2%, did it go up 22%? And that's something that with a realtor you sit down and you really analyze your home type compared to other home types in your neighborhood. Looking at sales, we're selling much more than what we did last year for the same period. And we've been higher in sales per week for a few weeks now. Of these 249 freehold properties that sold in the city of Toronto last week, or for week ending August 9, 156 were at list price or more. That's 63%. So way more than half of those properties are selling at list price or more. So you can see, even though average sold prices drop, the market is still very, like you've got to be quick. For the right house, it's at the right price, it's at the right location. You're not the only one that's thinking, wow, this is a good house. You're competing with other buyers out there. Last year, there was only 29% that sold at list price or more. Listings, way more listings than what we had last year. So sales are up, but listings are up much, much more than what they were last year, which has caused months of inventory to increase. Now, again, we've been going up and down in months of inventory, but it's been a very slight increase or decrease. But from August 2nd to August 9th, we jumped up by 0.6. We're now at 1.9 months of inventory. Because months of inventory has increased, there's more property to choose from. Average sold price has dropped down. That's where we see that relation. Looking at City of Toronto condos, sales has dropped, and we've seen that in all the market segments. Sales has dropped, but average sold price has gone up. I don't understand. Toronto condos, were supposed to be seeing it drop, but sometimes the market doesn't behave the way we're expecting it to, because we've been seeing a flood of inventory coming onto the market for City of Toronto condos. But average sold price did go up. We're still almost 15% higher than where the average sold price for condos was last year. So you're paying, in general, you're paying more for a condo this year than you did last year. We're basically sitting at the same amount for condos that have sold over $1 million. Sales, we're buying less condos than what we did last year, and we've been buying less condos week after week after week. The orange is 2020, blue is 2019. So we're buying less than we did last year. but we're listing way more. There's way more condos coming onto the market, and just looking at these numbers, you can almost feel the amount of condos going out there flooding the market. Buyers have a lot more to choose from. It's amazing that average sold price has gone up when you've got way more choices, and the result is months of inventory has shot way up. We're sitting in a balanced market when it comes to Toronto condos. It's the first time in a long time. We were close before, but now we're definitely in a buyer's market. The fact that average sold price has gone up shouldn't be happening. So maybe in the next week or so, we'll see that change. And sometimes there's a delay in the market, but there are a lot of condos to choose from in the city of Toronto, and we expect prices to come down there. So it depends on which report you're looking at that you're gonna have a certain feel for the market or not. Just take a look at the one that makes sense, the most accurate, the most up-to-date. Speak to a good realtor. When you have a market like we have now, it's important you're aligned. If you're looking to trade in real estate, if you're looking to buy or sell, it's important you're aligned with a good realtor that has their finger on the pulse. If you're selling, it's important you have the right expectations for price. If you're buying, same thing. You're competing with more than half the property selling at list price or more. It's important that you have the right expectations of what you should be spending on a property. My name is Santo Sessa with RE/MAX Premier. Have an awesome day. Thanks.